All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week. So I'm going to start by analyzing over 20 pairs using the fxalexg set of Forex strategy, and let me show you what we have for this week. This video is going to be the full version, the longer version, so that you guys can watch and see what I'm looking at in order for you to actually learn, and proceed. So the first pair that we're analyzing, we're going to be analyzing all 20 pairs. First pair we're analyzing is NZDUSD. It deleted everything just now. And let's see what we have. Let's start from the weekly. The weekly is currently bearish, right? So we are coming up like this. Higher high, higher lows. And this is the higher high that got broken, right? So now we are, if you look at this market structure right here, you can see we are forming some form of left head, right shoulder here on the weekly time frame, right? So that's one information we need. Second information, let's see what the daily time frame is showing us. Daily time frame also has that left head, right shoulder right here. So as you can see, price has pretty much been going up, and if you look at this well, you can see that we are also bearish on the daily time frame. So if I bring this out, you can see that we are clearly shifted bearish, right? So that's the information. So we already have two time frame in sync. Let's draw area of interest. So area of interest, according to this line that we drew right here, this is the same exact market structure, right? So according to this line, it means that we are supposed to be drawing our area of interest from this low to this high, which is this same thing. From this high to this low, which is the same thing from this high to this low, right? So that's where we'll be looking for our area of interest. Any multiple touches that we can get within this area to this area right here. So let's see. I think we have something here. All right, so clearly you can see that this is a clean area of interest that is within this area right here. Price just rejected from that area, and I think there's also something I'm going to be seeing here too. There's another area of interest right here. Yes, there's another area of interest right here. So if you look at this top area of interest, we have one tap here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 taps here. Then this other area we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a weak rejection, 6, basically 7 and 8, right? So these area of interest are very valid. So let's look at what the 4-hour time frame is telling us so that we'll know which area we are really going to be taking this trade from. All right, so looks like the 4-hour is also bearish, right? So let me draw it right here. So we are bullish. This was actually bearish. So we are bearish, we are still bearish, and then we switched bullish, right? All right, so this was how market structure was looking. Then we are bearish here again, then we switch bullish again, still bullish, and then we switched bearish again, and we had the retracement. So if I bring this path that I just drew right now, you can see that clearly market structure has shifted bearish, right? So an area of interest is supposed to be around here, which is basically the same area of interest right here. EME is already above area of interest, holding it as resistance, and we had a retracement and then a doji, and we also have an engulfing candle. So this pair it gave me losses twice. I remember because I remember saying that this market was bearish at the time, so price was in profit and then eventually came to hit my stop loss. Then it switched bearish here again. I remember taking a trade around here, it went in profit and came to hit my stop loss again. So but the trade is still good, right? So because the trade has given us 2 loss doesn't mean we are not going to take it next time, right? So we are going to really be working with this area of interest right here. So it looks like price actually rejected off of this area of interest and came down. Let's see how the daily looks again. As you can see, as it rejected from that area of interest, it had a daily engulfing candlestick that engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of price action. In one day, it engulfed 1 week of price action, basically of price trading days, right? Because we trade from Monday to Friday, right? So he engulfed it. And the next candle is a doji, which is basically the retracement. You can see that on the daily time frame, we have this EMA coming to hold it as resistance. So I'm still willing to take this trade for next week, right? Let's see how the 1 hour is going to be looking. All right, the 1 hour time frame. Let's see. We are at area of interest. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So the 1 hour is not as clean. Let's see how the 30 minutes looks. All right. So 30 minutes has a little more price data, right? So let's see how we'll join this trade. Technically, this time frame was bullish right here. So bullish coming out. So this is the higher high and this is the higher low, meaning we need a break and retest under that level, right? So we are technically going to be working with basically almost all the time frame. This trade is supposed to play out. If it doesn't play out, I don't know what to say anymore, right? So basically, what we are going to be looking for here is depending on how market open, right? If market open bullish, if you open bearish, basically, right? If you open bearish, we will wait for a break under here and a retest for us to take sales on this market, right? If it opens bullish, then we might start looking at the 1 hour time frame to see how it reacts for us to take the trade, right? All we just need on the 1 hour time frame or the 30 minutes time frame is just a break and retest to continue selling, right? To continue selling. The final take profit target on this trade is daily structure points, which is here, right? Which is here. So this, and let's see the 4 hour structure points. So either here or here or here, right? So either here, here or here is the final take profit on this trade. So on the 1 hour time frame is looking very close, but let's see how the trade is supposed to look like. It's supposed to look something like this, right? It's not giving me a positive risk to reward ratio. So we'll just see how the trade plays out. We'll just see how the trade plays out. I think the last structure points for the last take profit profit is actually here on the daily time frame. So let's see how it looks on the 1 hour time frame again. It's supposed to be something like this. Okay, it still has potential of giving us a 1:3 risk to reward ratio, but it can actually continue going down, right? Because I told you about the weekly time frame, right? If you look at the weekly time frame looks like it's still going to like get all the way down here, technically, or here, either here or here, right? So but it has to break all these levels first. So I mean, we are not going to be holding the trade for weeks, right? So that's why we are looking more at the daily time frame. You know, if price is able to break this level, there's pretty much nothing stopping price to get here. But let's just see how it works, right? So I've taken my time to analyze one of the pairs very, very well, right? So let's just continue with analyzing the rest of the pairs a little bit more faster, right? So this is just an idea of how I usually analyze a pair, right? So let's go over to the next pair. The first pair for the week is NZDUSD. Let's see what we have on other pairs. So daily time frame on AUDCHF. Let's delete everything again. Daily time frame is bullish, right? You draw the market structure, you can see it's bullish. This is the higher high, This is the higher high, this is the higher low, right? So let's see what the weekly is saying. Weekly also switched bullish, right? 4-hour time frame. All right, so 4-hour time frame is actually bearish, but you can see that as soon as price got to area of interest, it had a lot of slowdown, which means price is finding it difficult to actually just breeze through this area, just pass through this area, because he has multiple rejections. Anytime price came to this area, came around here, it rejected up or down strongly, as you can see, right? Came around here, rejected down, came around here, rejected up strongly. So once we are above, just like this, we can reject up strongly. So I'm pretty sure that will be the next pair for the week. Let's see how the 1-hour time frame will look. All right, 1-hour time frame is now 1-hour time frame is actually technically bearish, right? And also bullish. Now let me explain what I mean. If you look at this, this was when price was okay. All right, let's do this, right? Let's do this. This right here, price was still bullish, right? Then we are still bullish here until we shifted the structure right here, right? Then price was pretty much just doing this. This is what price was pretty much just doing, right? So let's just bring it down. Let's see what we have. As you can see, this right here was actually the lower high, and this was the lower low. Now this break under here, right, is tiny, right? On a normal day, I might not count it, but because of how price action is looking, as you can see, it looks like price came down, slowed down for over how many hours? Price came to this area and slowed down for 1 day and 7 hours without breaking this level, meaning that this level is strong, and we have had quite a lot of bullish momentum from this area trying to reject this area. So that's why we are going to be counting this break, right, making this market structure actually bullish right now, right? Sometimes you just need to read the market to understand some few things, right? So what does that mean? That means, let's look. If I look at the 30 minutes, I'm guaranteeing it's going to be bullish. As you can see right here, it actually closed below this low, which means this break was actually a bullish break, and all this market structure right here is currently bullish, right? So let's see how the 1 hour looks again. So simple, what I'm going to be looking for on the 1 hour is a cleaner break, and retest above this area right here, right? So just a break and retest above this area for me to continue buying this market. The trade is going to be looking more like this. Then stop loss somewhere around here. It just depends, right, on how market structure forms before we enter the trade. Then we'll target 1:2 risk reward ratio, right? Take profit targets usually is around the 4-hour structure point like this, just like this one. As you can see, giving us a 1:2.5 risk reward ratio, or the daily structure point, which is the actual structure point, which can actually be either here or here right here, which is 1:4 risk reward ratio. It just depends, right? That's the second pair for the week. I'm adding it to the list. Third pair, let's just analyze gold and see what we have here. I just want to see what we have on gold. Gold is slowing down. We have some major resistance around this area. Um, 4-hour time frame is bearish. Four-hour time frame is bearish. I just believe that gold might just continue bearish this week from here. If price doesn't continue bearish, because price is actually currently bearish now, price doesn't continue bearish to at least this area, and it breaks above here, it means it will just continue bullish. So if it breaks above, it will be more like a break and retest like this. But on a normal day, it's actually currently bearish, so it's supposed to continue bearish right now. So anyway, we're not trading gold this week, so let's just continue with other pairs. GBPUSD, let's see what we have. Delete everything again. Alright, so Daily time frame, technically bearish, but I don't like when price is coming to do double top, right? I just prefer a more textbook trade, which is something like this. If it's bearish, it should just be something like this, right? It should just be something like this. The retracement should not be getting all the way to the next top, right? Because you can't really tell if this move is really going to continue down. But you can stop around here, around the 50% or 7.18%, all these things, but can't really, I don't like it very close to, the previous structure points on the daily time frame. So that is one red flag that I don't like. Let's see what the weekly is saying. Weekly is actually, well, is bearish, but clearly I'm seeing bullish momentum on this market. So what my game plan looks like on this trade is that this area of interest that I'm drawing right now is just a resistance area, right? So let's see what the 4 hour is doing. 4 hour is also currently bullish. Do I think that price is going to reject off of this area? I mean, it's very possible because price have actually rejected from this area multiple times. If you can look, you can see price came to this area and rejected multiple times. I don't like this pair that much, but if I'm even going to play this pair, I believe that we should just continue this bullish momentum that's been happening. So a cleaner break and retest above is actually good on this trade. I don't know if I'm going to add it for the pair for the week. I'll decide later. Waiting happen. I don't know if I'm going to add it for the pair for the week. I'll decide later. Let's see. But currently the market is actually bearish. But if you get a break and retest above, maybe I'll be interested in buying this market. That is that on GBP CHF. I have not made a decision to add it for the pair for the week yet. This AUDCHF, we are waiting for a retracement. It didn't come back. It just left us continue bullish. Is there any clean area of interest here? GBP is, we just need a cleaner retest. Alright, I don't know how to join this market, so we're not adding it for the pair for the week. Euro AUD, I remember taking a L here, and I think fxalexg actually took an L on this trade too. Let's see what we have. Not this trade, not this particular one. Yes, this one. So if you look at the market structure right here, you can see that is the same trade that we both took individually. By the way, we do not copy anything. So let's see what we have for this week. Daily time frame, very bullish right now. So daily time frame is bullish. Area of interest I can find here is here. All right, so I like this pair for buys now. Weekly time frame, have a strong weekly engulfing. 4 hour time frame. All right, 4 hour time frame is also bullish. So we have do we have 3 time frame in sync? Let's see. Yes, we have 3 time frame in sync, which is very good. So on the 1 hour time frame, I'll just simply be waiting for a retest back into this area to buy. So I'm adding it for the pair for this week. So if we get the retest, we'll look for engulfing around here, then we'll buy this market. So I'm adding it for the pair for this week. Next pair, USDCAD. This particular pair, man, you got it. This is what happened to me, right? This trade of last week, if you look closely, you can see that. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. You can see how close this thing was to taking me out. I didn't actually get the alert, so I didn't think I lost until I checked my chart and I saw how, the thing wicked me out. So I have a strategy on how to avoid weak out, but this time it's like, where's the trade? Did you see where it stopped? Like literally at the bottom of the week. So on a normal day, this is how my trade is supposed to look. It's supposed to look like fxalexg's own, right? It's supposed to look like fxalexg's own. As you can see that the week out actually wicked him out total, but my own stopped literally at the um at the bottom of the week, right? It's a painful one, right? So it's because of how to avoid weak out. That's why my stop loss was slightly different from his, right? Just to give price a little bit of room. So on the charts, my it didn't really take me out, but based on spread and commissions and all those things, it's likely to it actually took me out at the bottom of the week. So that was a L for me last week. I still like this pair for buys. Let's delete everything. Let's see weekly time frame. Weekly engulfing candle. I can't really see where to join this trade. I think we still have that area of interest. That is the only valid one right now. 4-hour time frame. There's just a minor area right here. I just believe that this trade is just going to continue bullish, by the way. It's going to continue at least to this area right here. Right, at least to this area right here. Let's see how the daily looks. No, to this area. But I don't think there's any where we are going to join this trade. I can't really see it. I can't really see where to join. So well, we're not adding this pair for the week. Euro USD daily time frame. Weekly time frame. 4-hour. 4-hour. Oh. Can't really see. Maybe I'm not seeing well. I can't really see where to join because this time frame is actually bearish. Weekly time frame, well, the momentum is just clearly bullish, and it's also bullish on the weekly. Then the 4-hour time frame is bullish, but the daily time frame is bearish. See, that's where the problem is. So there's not really two time frame in sync here. We are not adding Euro USD for the pairs for the week. Let's see what we have on other pairs. CAD JPY. Wow. Pretty sure this trade left me. I'm trying to understand why I did not see this trade. Okay. Okay. I think maybe because I thought the engulfing was too big. This was price coming bullish, then it had a shift of structure breaking this low, had a retracement, and then the engulfing. So the trade is supposed to be looking like this, and then stop loss supposed to be above this high right here. So something like this, something just like this. That's crazy. I didn't even see this. Okay, but let's see what we have for this week. So this time frame is clearly bearish on the daily. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is bullish. 4-hour time frame is bearish. If I'm going to be taking any trade on these pairs, it looks like I'm going to be forcing it, because even the area of interest on the 4-hour, I'm looking for 4-hour area of interest. I can barely even see it. Don't worry, I'm not interested in this pair. Let's go to the next one. GBP JPY daily time frame. Okay, daily time frame is bullish. Weekly time frame, it's actually bearish. Right, this was the higher high, higher low, then it broke below, and price haven't still closed above this area, so it's still actually bearish. 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is actually bearish too. This was the higher high, higher low, broke below, price haven't still closed above this area. So if you want to buy, I think the pair is actually looking good for buys, but can't really see how to enter this market. Let's just see other pairs. GBP NZD daily time frame. Alright, so this is a very clean area of interest. Right, simply we are just going to be waiting for a retracement to buy. But do I think this is going to happen this week? That's the problem. I don't think it's going to happen this week. Oh, still possible to happen this week actually. So we'll just add it for the pairs for the week. GBP NZD, we'll add it for the pairs for the week. Once price gets to this area of interest, let's see whether there's a round psychological level here. Somebody wanted me to explain round psychological level. I just remembered. Right, round psychological level is just round levels that banks close their big positions. Right, it's just those round numbers. For example, this 2.28838, that is not a round psychological level. But if you look at above it, you can see you have 2.300000, 2.310000. So those are round psychological levels. It's very easy. All you have to do is just look for them. For example, there's a round psychological level here, so let's draw it. So as you can see right here, I can just go to my settings and look for round psychological level 2.270000. Do you understand? So it's very easy to draw round psychological level, and you can see that it's right above my area of interest. So I like that. Weekly time frame, I'm pretty sure it's bullish, as you can see clearly. 4-hour time frame, we'll just be waiting for a pullback into this area of interest. I'm pretty sure the 1 hour is going to turn bearish, getting into the area of interest. So as it gets to the area of interest, we'll just wait for a shift of structure and an engulfing to enter the trade. So I'm interested in this pair, GBP NZD. AUDCAD, let's see what we have. Alright, AUDCAD. Alright, so AUDCAD, I think we are pretty much still waiting for this break and retest from last setups. Still haven't gotten it, so we are not in on this trade yet. So we'll still add it for the pair for the week, because it looks like price is very close to breaking above. So if you can get that break and retest this week, we'll be interested in taking this market above the area of interest on the daily. Right, so we are working with the daily time frame here. NZDUSD, let's delete this area of interest. Hmm. 4-hour time frame. I don't know, but Looks like 4 hours is looking like sales. Let's see how the weekly looks. I don't like it. So the only area of interest I see that I like is this one right here, because you have multiple touch from this area of interest. So I'm not really sure exactly how I'm supposed to play this trade yet, but it looks like sales to me. It looks like sales to me. So am I adding it for the pair for this week? Let's see how the 1 hour looks first. I don't like it. So maybe we'll see this one out next week. We'll see what we have there. USD JPY. Something wrong. USD JPY. Price on the daily is actually bullish. This is the higher high, this is the higher low. Price has retraced back to around area of interest. But this little price action right here is still bearish. I can see it. Right? Nice try, Diddy. Weekly is actually bullish. So we have 2 time frame in sync, yes. So let's see how the 4 hour is looking. 4 hour is actually currently bullish. That's massive. 4 hour is actually currently bullish. So I think that this market, it depends on how you're feeling risky, right? Because this market looks ready here on the 4 hour time frame, and you can still use 4 hours as your entry, right? Because this is a very clean textbook break and retest, right? So this trade can just pretty much be something like this and target 1:2, right? But we are supposed to be in on the 1 hour time frame instead. So I don't know if to enter here or not, but it depends on how market open. Remember, you cannot really take a trade on Sunday night, because you might just it might just open with full momentum and just take out your SL, right? But if price starts to stall around this area, let's look at how the 1 hour looks first, right? 1 hour is actually bullish. See, technically on the 1 hour, you're supposed to be in on this candle right here. So this trade is actually active right now. I'm not even kidding. This trade is supposed to be, we are supposed to be active right now. As if this was even a prank. But I think that this price action will still continue bullish. That's what I think. The only thing that is a turn off for me is that we are still under EME, and this looks like an engulfing candle right here. So it might actually have a retracement. But this trade actually like looks good. It's a little bit risky, yes, but let's see if how we are going to join this trade if we are going to be in. So maybe let's see. If you wait for a break and retest above here, it's still not safe. Why? Because it means your stop loss will be tighter. So if you wait for a break and retest above here to buy, it means that if you are entering here at the engulfing, your stop loss is supposed to be just here, right? And it could still play out, but you know, price has just been misbehaving throughout this August, and there's just a chance that price is definitely going to move random 70 pips on USD JPY. So I actually prefer this trade way more, but I don't know which decision to make yet. It's just that it's a little bit risky. So maybe we'll just wait for a break and retest to enter, then we'll just put our stop loss all the way down here, right? Just to be safe, right? So the trade will look something more like this. Then we'll target the normal 1:2 risk to reward ratio, as you can see. So it's basically the same trade. So let's just add it for the best for the week, but it's one of the risky ones. GBP card for our daily time frame. Alright, so there's just nothing to see here. Price has basically had the movement already. Back to back days of blue candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Basically more than 1 week of price just going bullish. Right, so no, we are not interested in that pair. Euro GBP daily time frame. No. I mean, there's an area of interest right here. Euro GBP. Let's see how the 1 hour looks. Okay, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We already have 6 pairs for this week, so we don't have to like force any trade right here. This Euro GBP just simply looks like something that we can, wait for price to get back into area of interest like this, then wait for a shift of structure in order for us to enter the trade to the downside. That's what it basically looks, because we are basically looking at the 4-hour time frame here, right? 4-hour time frame is actually like bearish, depending on if you are looking here as a structure point, but me, I'm looking at it as a one move, right? So price is having a retracement. EMA is above, going to hold it as resistance. Daily time frame, let's see, daily time frame is having a little bit of reaction, like a retracement, but I don't know, I just don't like it that much. Maybe because we have just like 2 reaction from area of interest, and it's like the market structure is not even that clean to me, right? NZD JPY, wow, left me again. I'm sure had a retracement back into area and sold. I'm not sure why I did not take this trade, but let's see what we have. Okay, yeah, let's see on the 1 hour time frame. There was entry. I can't remember why I did not take this trade. So let's see here. Shift. Okay, there will be one loss here. Let's see here again. And this is the entry right here. So this trade is supposed to look like this. Trade is supposed to look like this. And this loss is supposed to look like this. Something like this. It's basically the same trade, it's just that one did not play out, right? But this second entry was a more conservative trade, right? Because if you really look at it, you see that there's a trend line. Okay, it wasn't really that conservative because this price action here did not happen. So if you're drawing a trend line, you would have actually drawn it like this, right? So it will actually look like, so it's not conservative, it's just, so I don't know. Let's see what we have. Let's delete everything. Daily time frame. I'm pretty sure the trade is actually gone. The trade is actually gone. We are supposed to be in somewhere around here because price has been bullish, then it switched bearish. We'll be expecting a retracement and a doji for us to now sell. So the trade is actually gone, right? AUD JPY. It looks similar. As you can see, the path, I can't remember drawing this path, but clearly it looks like we are looking to sell from this area. And price was bullish, so we can't really sell yet once the price decides to turn bearish. So I think this price action here will still continue bearish. Alright, 1 hour time frame. This let's say person, maybe not this guy dey get. Maybe not this guy for this thing we dey get. I don't know, just let me check a bit. So clearly it looks like price switched bearish here and had a retracement for us to sell. So clearly it looks like price switched bearish here, had a retracement for us to sell. I just believe that AUD JPY is going to continue bearish. I might be interested in this market. I'm not going to lie. I'll add it for the pair for this week. Euro JPY. I think we pretty much have enough pairs for this week, guys. Euro JPY is bullish. I don't like it. And the last pair. No, just 1 minute.
And this one's the ties too. Okay, now mark the ones. Which one be here? Which one be here?
Are you not? Almost done. Just give me like 1 minute or something.
I mean, if you give us just 3 minutes, it's time to finish your recording.
Okay. Alright. So I don't really like Euro NZD, but AUD USD looks good for sales. And this area of interest right here, price is actually currently bearish on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, price is actually bullish, right? Then on the 4-hour time frame, price is technically bearish. So this price action will just be looking for a cleaner break and retest under this level to sell, right? So that's the last pair for the week. I think we'll add it for the week. Let's add it to the pairs for this week. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys, and we'll be covering weekly setups. So I'll explain what I saw on these pairs that I just called, right? Then we'll look for the best ones that give us the opportunity to take this week.